This is Wholesaling Houses Elite, the no fluff and BS podcast with tips and tricks to help you become an elite wholesaler. Our guest will spill the beans on what it takes to be the best.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Before we get started on today's podcast, I want to introduce you to today's sponsor. It's yellowletterhq.com. Now, I'm going to say it very slow so you can write it down. Yellowletterhq.com. If you're doing direct mail, this is a no-brainer. They're number one in customer service. They get their letters out absolutely fast. And I personally know the guy Todd over there, and he's awesome. So if you're doing direct mail and you want innovative postcards and mailers that work, make sure you go visit yellowletterhq.com and enjoy this podcast. Hey, what's up, Wholesaling Elite Live members? It's Maxwell here with another podcast. And today, something special. I know I said every time, but it is. Every time I do this is something special. But it's extra special because with me today, I have Kristina Spells. And why it's so special is because Kristina is going to be speaking at the event coming this October. And a lot of you have been asking me, women in particular, do you have any women speakers? I never see women on stage. Well, here you go. I got a woman and she's actually a millennial. It's going to be dope. But Kristina, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be here and share with you guys. Hopefully I can add some value to your lives.
Awesome. And you're so busy. This is the first time, because I like to do my podcast, with video and audio so we can throw it on YouTube. This is the first time we've done it in a car. You're so busy. Like, listen, I got 30 minutes. Let's do it now. Back. And the shop vac. Shout out to Shop Vac. Send us the check for that shout out. Shop vac stock went out the roof right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish. But so tell me what market you're in and kind of like how you got started.
All right. So I'm in the St. Louis market. So I invest 100% in St. Louis currently. Our plan is to expand, but as of right now and for the last 4 years, I've just been in St. Louis. I am 27 years old. I'm originally from Miami, Florida, so I'm a big city girl. It's funny because a lot of times, like in real estate, people are like, you don't need degrees, you don't need anything. I am a product of the school system. I have an undergrad in international business, and I have a master's and MBA in entrepreneurship. So it all aligns.
So you didn't get all of that and jump into real estate. You must have had that and then had another job.
Yeah. So I also was in corporate. So I used to basically what I did was I managed a field of insurance agents between year 1 through 5. So I helped them basically systematize their business and be successful. So I used to work for Farmers as a reserve field manager. That was my title.
Awesome. That's funny. I just called him for insurance. I just called him for insurance today. Off topic. Anyways, but almost. Yeah. But so I'm guessing that strength of helping people through year 1 through 5 of their business, especially with systems, kind of helped you later down the road, I'm assuming.
Oh, for sure. And it's funny because we'll kind of expand on it a little bit too, but I always tell people, I'm like, so my business partner and I have been together 2 years. And we literally, so last 2017, we did 120 wholesale transactions throughout the whole year. And I always tell people, I'm like, it's crazy because we had 0 systems.
Yeah.
Like, we had no voicemail drops. We had no cold calling, system, nothing at all. It was purely based off of our networking.
Hustle.
He's 28. He had just been a licensed agent, pretty recent. So it was all this stuff, we had no system. So this year has been our year of systems. We got the REI Rail. We have cold calling agents, everything, an acquisitions manager, all this stuff that is super propelling. But I always tell people start where you are, just use what you have, tap into your network. If you don't have a network, create one. But at the end of the day, you can literally start wherever you are.
So hold on, let's pump the brakes. Let's back up because I did one of those movies where we start in the middle and now we're coming back. Okay. So you're a graduate degree, all this stuff, and you're working in corporate America. How do you hear about wholesaling? When do you make the jump? What does that transition look like?
All right. So it was kind of funny because I always wanted to be in real estate. So I'm first generation American. I'm from Miami, where obviously real estate is very expensive. We have a lot of people that invest in Miami, wholesale and things like that. So Miami is just very expensive. So my parents own their own house, but I never knew anyone that had rental properties. So to be honest with you, I always thought that it was a white rich man's game. I just thought that was just my idea of it. It's probably skewed, obviously. But that's what my idea was. So I'm like, all right, so I'm just going to have to save all this money and invest in real estate when I get older. And I started working at Wells Fargo. I left Farmers and started working at Wells Fargo's and was going to get my securities license. And I failed my test. So I actually was laid off.
Okay.
And my husband always says, you purposely failed it because I really wasn't passionate about it. And I'm actually a really good test taker. So he's like, you don't want to pass it. But anyway, so about a week before I didn't pass my test, we had gone to a Rich Dad, like, seminar, 3-day seminars or whatever. And so my husband and I basically and we were just dating. We weren't even engaged at this point. And we put $90,000 on credit cards.
Holy crap.
Crazy. No, but it gets worse. So it gets worse. So $90,000, obviously he basically invested in me because it was never his passion to do real estate. So he put the majority of the debt in his name. So it's $50,000, and then I put the other $40,000. And it was all on credit. I really didn't know if we were gonna pay it, to be honest with you, and that's just the reality of it. But so we did that, and we went to a few seminars. And as we're going through these seminars, I'm like talking to people, and I'm like, oh, like, how many deals have you done? Like, that's like a normal question.
Yeah.
And these people had been to like 10 seminars and hadn't done a deal.
So you were around
I,
people with no deals.
No. And I had looked at my husband and I said, we're not going to any more seminars. Like, we're just not going to do it. So I literally, I'm a guru dropout.
You guru. So wait, $90,000 on a course. And
yeah. So it was the biggest package, which was $75,000, which included like every class, every course, whatever, for 2 years. So it's time too. So for 2 years, and then we got like a mentor, which I never used. I never met with the mentor. Literally, I dropped out of school.
Dropped out of guru school. Okay. So
to do it.
So you dropped out of guru school to become a duru.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good one.
From guru school to duru.
That's a good one. So you and your husband, well, now your husband, you're in this together, and he's not that passionate about it. You're like, listen, we're done with this. What does he say when you're like, we're not doing this anymore?
He was just like, he was just like, okay, if you say you're not, like, you're just going to do deals, you're going to do deals. He's very supportive.
That's why you guys are married, obviously, because he's supportive.
Yeah, he's very supportive of me. At that point, he was still in that corporate America mindset. And then, that's how it kind of transitioned. But basically what I did was I just started doing deals. My first year, I did 20 deals by myself.
Lovely.
With no systems. And I didn't even know anyone.
Were you able to replace your W-2 income with those 20 deals?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
So as a field manager, I was making 125. And then when I went to 125,000, and then when I went to Wells Fargo, it was like a base salary, which was like 60,000 plus commission. So I just, I knew that I was good at that, so I was going to make money. But so I've definitely replaced my income. But the bigger thing was just getting out there and doing it. And I think that's why, like, you and I resonate so much. It's like, there's so much free content out there. And to start, you can bank on free stuff to start. Like, if you're going to scale, obviously you have to invest in yourself. Correct. And your mission and everything. But if you can align with someone who is low cost, but can give you all the resources that you need, like, it's a game changer. So after that, I got a job at a title company.
Oh, okay. This is getting more interesting.
So I got a job at a title company as a business development director. I was closing deals, and I applied to the title company because I was like, I want to see, like, I didn't know Missouri law. I didn't know anything about it. And so I applied for this title company, and that was a game changer for me. The owner of the title company was an investor. He let me wholesale his properties. He had a short sale negotiating company too. So I learned how to short sale negotiate. I was whining and dining agents and investors. So I was meeting people and I was getting paid to do it. So it was like literally a match made in heaven. My salary there was like 60 grand, but I was making so much more money. I was closing my own deals. Like they were closing at my title company.
Wow. So
Yeah,
that
it was
job,
crazy.
that job at the title company helped you understand more in depth, really, the real estate game, even more
Yep.
than the $90,000. You got to learn it from the actual.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
Contracts, I was able to read contracts like HUD. So initially I was a business development director, but then we had a shortage in staff. So I learned how to process.
Mm-hmm.
I learned how to close, like everything. So it was so dope because now like my title company, like I'll be like, did you guys pull that? Did you guys do this? Like things, and they know because I used to close deals with them anyways. Like
Yeah.
we used to do the other part. So yeah, it was crazy, but everything falls perfectly and like
When you're
magical.
hustling, things line up, and you had to put
for
had to
sure.
put yourself in those positions in order to get where you wanted to get. And you took lesser salaries in order to be in the right place at
Yep.
the right time, knowing that
For
you can finesse it and make more money than it was already at that point. So now, do you remember your first deal? Let me ask you that question.
That's my contractor. One of my foremen. No, actually, I don't. So everyone always asks me, and I'm like, I don't really remember what my first deal was, because everything just went so fast.
It's a blur.
I don't even have a picture. Like, I'll literally drive through St. Louis now. I'm like, I bought 2 houses on that block, like 3 on that block, and I'm just like, it's so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Like this is like, have you ever seen that meme that's like, do you remember the days you used to pray for the shit you have now? Like, that is my life.
Yeah, I remember I used to pray for $100,000 job, and now if I don't make $100,000 a month, I have a bad month.
You're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. What am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with my audience, a lot of people are beginners, right? I have a lot of, I think maybe 40 something % of my audiences are women. What would you say to some women that are listening and are going to start out in wholesaling? Like, is there any extra, thing they could give? Because I know it's a man's world out here. Like especially in this game, could you give them any like solid advice for yourself to say, hey, this, you can do it. This is how you should approach it.
So I think the biggest thing, and like I always tell people this, like you and I go head to head, like I'm winning all day because I'm just naturally, as a woman, I'm more compassionate. People trust me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
old ladies do not trust men. Like, it's just
It
like
is.
you just have that barrier. Yeah. So like someone like me and so, a woman, period, who is just more compassionate and like actually isn't like, I mean, everyone's different, but I always say like the women always has an advantage in this business. Like we automatically, most of us go to like realtor school as a women, just like because that's what we think we need to do. Like realtors, women dominated, where investors is male dominated.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the biggest gap. Like women make so much money investing. There's such a huge opportunity. Like I get on the phone. So my assistant is a male, but when I get on the phone, like yesterday I was talking to someone and this guy was like, I forgot what we were talking about. Like, I was like, you're supposed to sell me your house.
That's good rapport right there.
I was like, you're supposed to sell me your house.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I mean, I just think it's just like really play off of your strengths. Like you're nurturing, you're motherly. Like I don't have kids, but like I still have a motherly, nurturing nature.
Mm-hmm.
Like be compassionate with people and like you'll win all day. Even if you don't really like know what you're doing, like it's okay to tell people like, this is my first time buying an investment property. Like most people will actually help.
Exactly, right? Don't go in there as the pro kind of on your first one. Say, look, I just ran across some money and I'm looking to buy my first investment property.
Exactly.
It works.
And you don't have to like know everything. That's what I tell people. I'm like, as long as so much value into the space. Sorry, someone just called. But everyone just brings so much value.
Happen. So you're too busy not to get a call.
If you post, I should have put like do not disturb or something. If you post in a group, like people like, okay, don't ask like silly questions like, how do I don't know, just like something silly that's like on a YouTube video.
I see it every day.
But realistically speaking, like something where you actually need like support and help, post it. And I'm very active in
you are.
Like,
you are.
I always comment on people's stuff because I'm like, I know what that's like. And I know that everyone doesn't have credit available to go dump. And I don't encourage you. Like, do not do that. That was the dumbest decision.
I agree.
It's paid off, but that was dumb.
That could have been 90 somewhere else.
Could have bought like 4 rentals in St. Louis.
Exactly. I trust me, I know. But
On
listen,
credit.
you've learned. Yeah, right. You learned. You learned from it. You made the best of it, and you move forward. And I think, and that's why I invited you when I reached out to you, and I watched you for probably a year. You know, in this business, I know we've been Facebook friends for a while, and I've watched and I've looked at movers and shakers, and I've polled myself, and I said, you know, who am I going to invite to speak at this conference? Because the thing is about the conference is that I don't want it to be full of people selling things, right? And I don't want it to be known. I don't want it to be speakers. I want it to be actual people that are out doing the business. And it's going to be a lot for you to take the time to come to Charlotte, North Carolina, and sit with everybody and talk. I know your phone's going to be ringing off the hook, but that's the passion. I'm bringing passionate people. As you guys can see and hear, she's passionate about this business. She's in her car. She's got a shop vac in the background, and we're doing a Skype podcast
on
right
my
now.
phone in front of my rehab.
And that's awesome, and that's the type of people I want to come in. I mean, so I can't wait to actually meet you in person. I can't wait till everybody else gets to meet you, and this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. And anyone, like, you know, I'm very active on social media. Everyone thinks that I have like my virtual assistant post for me, but it's me at late at night.
So where can people reach out to you? Because I want them to get to know you before the conference start. Where can they find you?
So I'm active on Instagram. It's Kristina_Spells, SPELLS. And then I'm on Facebook, Kristina Spells. Yeah,
that's awesome.
But I'm really excited. Thank you.
And here's the cool thing. I don't want to dive so deep into this because I want the people at this to be able to, this conference, to be able to say, listen, I heard this story fresh. So you're going to be on stage. I don't know how long you're going to be on stage, but you're going to be there the whole time hanging out. And we're going to be able to get to know you and get to know everybody else. And I just can't wait. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I'm just excited because right now we're less than a month away. It's ready. It's
gonna be so dope.
And make sure everybody go and download the app. The app in the App Store.
Super good.
Yeah,
it's super good, and everyone's being interactive, and we can like meet each other before we even get there.
I love it. I love that. So, any departing words from the wise to anybody listening? Yeah, I like that. You should get a T-shirt that says that right there.
Shit. No, seriously, I've been like thinking of all. Now I'm gonna get that shirt. I'm gonna wear it on stage.
Awesome.
I'm on it.
I love it, Kristina. Thanks for coming on. I can't wait to see you soon. I like that you're active in the Facebook group, and everybody go follow her on Instagram.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Wholesaling Houses Elite podcast with Maxwell. Make sure to tune in next week to see what elite wholesaler will have in the hot seat.